talking about stuff and whatever's going on in his brain, you know it is 100% Bridget!
All right, here I am. It's me talking about something. Today's going to be a fantastic day, a great day, a beautiful day, a joyful day. I hope that you guys are having a great day so far, or whenever you're listening to this. I hope your day is just awesome. So I hope you guys are enjoying your time, your day, your weeks, your months. And I know that, in the midst of all the stuff that's been going on around us every single day in this world, that sometimes it's kind of difficult to have a great day because, especially if you're a social media person, you sit there and you watch, you scroll, and you just see junk, man, just junk. Political junk, just junk. And so hopefully we can get past all that and move forward in life. It's one of the things that I enjoy talking about is just continuing to do life every single day and finding a way to do it and knowing that God just supplies the joy in your life. And that's my answer is to 42. If you give me a like and a thumbs up in the if you understand that reference. All right. If you don't understand that reference, I'm just laughing to myself and whatever. So we're going to continue to just move forward with this thing today. I'm actually going to talk about joy a little bit. So because joy is an interesting thing. We call it an emotion. It's something that we have down inside of us that comes out when we're being energetic, when things are good and things are awesome. We get filled with joy when we watch our kids grow up. We watch them take their first steps, the first time they tie their shoes, the first time they go potty, all those kinds of things. It brings joy in our lives. So we see great things and we experience this, I'm so happy, this overflowing kind of joy. Well, I think we're supposed to have joy all the time, even in bad circumstances. When situations get difficult and tough, we're supposed to have joy even though, and I know sometimes that gets hard, especially if you're a social media person, you're scrolling through and you're looking at all that stuff and it's hard to experience joy. I like the way the book of Luke puts this is kind of interesting. This is Luke 6:22 verse 23. Luke 6:22 through 23. Blessed are you when men hate you, and when they exclude you, and revel you, and cast out your name as evil. For the Son of Man's sake, rejoice in that day and leap for joy. For indeed your reward is great in heaven, for in like manner their fathers did to the prophets. So check this out. Blessed are you when men hate you. Just that short little thing. And when they exclude you, here's the other half of that. And when they revel you, the other third of that. And cast out your name as evil. That's the whole thing. For the Son of Man's sake. So, when people just mess with you because you're a Christian, that's basically what this is saying, for the Son of Man's sake. So just because you're a believer, people will just put you down, Now, take this in perspective for today's world. You post something online about Christ. I posted a verse the other day and about Jesus on my Facebook and my Instagram. No likes, maybe 2 or 3. Some people that know me really well like that, or commented on it and really not a whole lot of stuff. But I post a picture of my grandkid on his first day of school and it blows up 50, 60 likes. It's like, what? I know that's awesome that my kid made it to first grade, but all the kids that are in first grade, their pictures online. Just reality. So right here we go. Blessed are you when men hate you. When people are putting you down, you're probably doing something right. That's the way I'd put that. It's in the kingdom. Let me qualify that. When you're doing something good for Jesus, people will put you down. When you're living a lifestyle of Christ, people will put you down. The world will. The people that are not obviously believers. So if a believer is putting you down, you might want to question what they're talking about. But joy is possible when we feel secure. And when we feel secure in the Lord, it's even better, So joy is one of those things that you actually have to kind of push for. I wake up in the morning and I'm groggy and I need coffee and everything's hard and I don't want to do anything, But really, you give me a couple of minutes, I take a deep breath, I go into my office and I do my little exercises things, and I get myself kind of pumped up for the day. And the rest of the time I'm like, yeah, man, this is going to be a good day. You know, and yeah, you know, I get hurt. I'm not going to sit here and say that everything's fantastic 24/7, 365, but I am going to tell you that most of the time I'm a pretty joyful person. I enjoy doing things. I enjoy life. I enjoy the adventure that's going to be before me during the day. And I try to do the things that I can to just constantly be lifted up. And that's because I have a God in my life that says, you can do this. You can be great. You can, it doesn't matter where you're from. It reminds me of a guy named Ananias. I believe it's Acts chapter 16, I believe. This is off the top of my head, where, So Paul, check this out. Paul gets kicked off his horse. He's on his way to Damascus. He gets a changed life. All that stuff happens, right? And so he's out doing his. And then this guy Ananias, that's his name, comes, and he's the one that prays for him. And then that's when he goes out. Well, he's never mentioned again. You know, Paul doesn't even say, "Hey, remember Ananias when he prayed for me?" None of that. It's interesting, you know. So he prays for Paul basically to go out into his ministry, and he's just this dude. He's not a big famous preacher. He's not on Preachers and Sneakers. He's not you know, he's not on TBN. You know, he's just that guy in this town that loves God and is willing to do what God tells him to do, and he prays for him. And I believe that brings joy to people's lives, you know. And when you have opportunities to pray with people, talk to people, do those kinds of things, and God will put you in places for that, and it'll bring that joy up in your life. Now, in our situations where people hate us and people bring your name to evil, I've been a pastor before in the past, and a youth pastor, and kids are crazy. Hopefully those guys aren't listening. But we had kids that would tell, you know, they would get mad at something, or a friend would hate them, and they would go tell everybody not to go to our church. And that's usually when the church got bigger, because they would go, "Hey, you can't go there. They're crazy there," and whatever. And like, okay, you know, we're not doing nothing, you know, but preaching the gospel and having a good time with Jesus, you know, in church. And that's usually when we would see an actual expansion of the ministry was when somebody was trying to put us down or tell us that we were nuts or something, you know, because we had one of those youth ministries, people fell down, Holy Spirit stuff, you know. So sometimes in our lives, we actually will feel pain, you know, in our leadership, you know, moving forward, where we're uncomfortable with what's going on. You know, people are saying bad things about us. You know, people are saying bad things about you. You know, they're saying your name is evil. They exclude you from things. They pull away from you, things like that. But I guarantee you that in the long run, God's got it. You know, I had a young man come and hang out at our house that used to go to our youth ministry a long time ago. Super cool dude. Him and his girlfriend and his daughter came and hang out with our grandkids, and we just had conversations. We hadn't seen him in like 17 years or something like that. And it was so cool to just be able to go, hey man, life is good. They're doing good things. Life is doing something awesome. And they still have joy in their lives. And, you know, because we were able to do things, even though when things hurt, sometimes that's when joy starts to rise up and squash that thing that gives you pain. And, you know, you're going to have pain in life. You're going to have hurt in life. You're going to have problems in life. That's just the way things are. Things come, especially if you're doing things for God, because like this verse says, it says, "Blessed are you when men hate you and when they exclude you." And then down there it says, "For the Son of Man's sake." So when you know Jesus, and you really know Jesus, you're not just putting on a front, you know, not just going to church on Sunday to go to church on Sunday, or to go to church on Sunday to pick up chicks, you know, or whatever, you know, but you actually are living a life for him, and things are doing things. People come at you from all angles, and that's just the way it works, you know, because the enemy, the devil, doesn't want you out there. He doesn't want you doing things. He doesn't want you praying for people. He doesn't want you talking the gospel. He doesn't want you doing those stuff, but God does. And in the long run, joy will rise up, and you will move forward in great stuff. And it's just a matter of going, yeah, I'm going to do this. And sometimes we have to actually bring ourselves to that. We have to be able to get up in the morning and say, I'm going to have a great day. I'm going to start my adventure from this moment, from the alarm clock. Instead of hitting snooze, I'm going to get up and I'm going to do a jumping jack. Yeah, just one. That's because sometimes I have a hard time doing a half of a jump. I just do a jack. Never mind. So this is basically what I'm saying is, you know what? Joy is possible when we feel secure in the Lord. When we feel secure in God, we're going to have joy all the time. There are many, this is Psalms 4, 6 through 8. There are many who say, who will show us any good. Lord, lift up the light of our countenance upon us. You have put gladness in my heart, more than in a season that their grain and wine increased. I will both lie down in peace and sleep. For you alone, O Lord, make me dwell in safety. You know what? When others are linking themselves to prosperity, believers can find joy in the Lord. When we add our voice to David and proclaim, you alone, Lord, will be the lifter of my head. In you alone, Lord, will be, I place my trust in you. Whether I am rich or I am poor, have an active career, or if I can't find a job, I know that I am safe in you. I know, you know what, unemployment, it's back on the rise again. People are going back to work. But if you've been in that situation, you got to know that God's got you in this. You got to know that even through this hard time, God's got you in it. Even in this difficult situations, God's got you in it. And you got to know and be able to rise up every morning and say, I'm just going to have joy. I'm going to put joy in myself, and that's through Jesus Christ. That's through God. And I'm going to jump in to my day and have the greatest adventure. Even if it's just going to the grocery store and sweating your face off because you wear a mask because other people need you to wear a mask, all right? You know, but sometimes we just got to get to that place where we can say, I'm going to just be joyful because I said so. I'm going to have a great day because God said I can. I'm going to be fantastic. Why? Because God said I can. And I'm going to look in my mirror every day and I'm going to say, I am great. I am fantastic because my God said I am. And that's the bottom line, because 100% Richard said so. And hopefully I won't get busted for that one if you know that reference. So don't forget, have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Go to church on Sunday. My church is having a worship experience at 6:30. We're going to be outside on the patio. It's going to be so nice to be able to go back to church. And you know what? You guys have a great weekend. Have a great Monday through Friday. Have a great Saturday and Sunday, whatever's coming up next. Enjoy your day. Enjoy your afternoon. Enjoy your evening. Have fun. Find that place of joy because God said you can. Right on. Right on.